Hi, my name's Camden Miller, and I joined the organizational leadership program about 2 years ago. And I took a gap semester in between to research stocks and just other hobbies. I work at a store called Central Diamond Center, which is a small family owned jewelry store with about 12 people. And I've worked there for since before I was even legally allowed to work, since I was 15. Um, I've worked part time, and I've found through that I have a great, through working there and through the flexibility of my job, I have a great work life and school balance that helps me get my degree. I'm 20 years old now, helps me get my degree at 20, and hopefully I can move on to get my master's as well in organizational leadership. The reason I want to get my master's is because the online program really works for me. It works for me well. I enjoy it. It's easy for me to, like I said, balance my life and my work and also my school schedule. I work I'm pretty much the head of shipping and packaging, and then also any other thing that I can do, like inspecting jewelry, maybe helping customers time to time, answering phones. Organization is a lot of thing that I do. I work on Excel a lot, different things like that. Really, any kind of task that my boss wants me to do, I'll do that. My family is a family of seven, parents included. I have four siblings. We were all homeschooled, bless my mom. And homeschool was a great experience for me. I loved it. I wasn't exposed to a lot of the bad things that kids are exposed to at young ages. I was sheltered in a healthy way. I was raised in a strong Christian household, and those values were placed inside of me from when I was really little, and then now I can carry that out in my relationships. Some hobbies that I have: I love to skate. I love to hang out with my friends. I find that I am the leader in the group generally, with my friends, just kind of naturally. Um, my leadership background comes mostly from Scouts. In Boy Scouts, I was part of a sheltered troop, a really, really strong Christian troop, where we weren't really afraid to fail, and we were able to just kind of thrive in that environment and find out who we are and what we were good at. And one thing that I found that I was good at is leadership. I am great at getting into a team or creating a team, motivating them to work, motivating them for a common goal, and just getting things done. And people just naturally, for whatever reason, I don't really know why, honestly, and I'm kind of figuring it out, but people just want to follow me for some reason. I don't get it. I don't really get it, but I think this course has helped a lot. I've noticed throughout this course, and I don't consciously apply the knowledge that I attained throughout this course on my friends and in my groups and stuff like that. But I do find that kind of in the background, I am applying what I'm learning, and I'm using it to kind of lead people in the church, lead people in my community, lead my friend groups and stuff like that. But throughout Scouts, I had a couple of leadership roles. I was patrol leader, so I was in charge of a group of like 10 boys, aging from 12 years old to 17. That was a great learning experience, super fun for me, and it was hard at times. I remember my most memorable thing from being a patrol leader is I was put with some kids who were very young, had no idea what they were doing, and they weren't going to be able to compete properly. And I really didn't think that we had a chance in the competitions and stuff, but we won a couple times on the main competitions, and I was able to motivate them to work and to cook good food on campouts and to take care of themselves, and that was a great victory. Then one of the most fun and challenging leadership roles that I've had is SPL, Senior Patrol Leader of my troop of about 40 boys, 20 men. Our troop was completely boy-led, so I got to make all the decisions, plan all the campouts, enforce all the rules and stuff like that. I had to have a couple of disciplinary meetings with some of the boys if they were cursing and stuff like that, and that really, from patrol leader and then going to that position was a change, and it was very, very fun because I got to kind of bend the rules a little bit and change things for how I think that they would better improve the troop. And I got to work really hard on improving the troop and improving the boys' outlook on the troop and on advancement. I am not really a leader at my church right now. I'm at a new church, but I am trying to be. I would like to be. I would like to work in ministry sometime, just for the experience. Right now, I have a job at church, just a volunteer position, but it's not really a leadership role. It's really I'm being led, and I'm watching like 2-year-olds and infants and stuff like that. The organizational leadership program, I kind of touched on this earlier, but it has improved me as a leader by teaching me technicalities and different methods and practices that I can perform. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to apply those practices and methods, but throughout my career, after I get this job, when I really enter the workforce, I know that I will be able to practice them, and I'm pretty certain that I will thrive as a leader just with my past experience and then also my knowledge that I now have. Being able to apply that when that all comes together is going to be fantastic. And I'm really excited to kind of test myself and see how much I really did learn and how well I can apply it, because the one thing about this course is the one complaint I have, I guess, is that it doesn't really teach me or give me opportunities to apply what I'm learning. And it's an online course, I can't really ask for that. But if it could give me opportunities to apply what I'm learning and kind of get more into that, that would be pretty helpful. It's also just giving me more of an appreciation for leadership, because as I learn about these things, I can look at my boss and even my church leaders, my pastors, my parents, and I can see how they didn't even go through the course, but they're still kind of practicing what I'm learning in some ways. Just behind the scenes, they don't even think about it. They're just practicing what I'm learning, and I can see how it works for them. Questions that I have about leadership is what I mentioned earlier. How can I apply this better? How can I get a position? What is a position that I can get where I can lead? Because there's a lot of office positions that I could get, and they wouldn't really be leadership roles. They would be HR roles and stuff like that. But I think that I need to get in a position, and this is what I'm looking for, where I can be planted somewhere, learn about the company, learn whatever I need to know about the company, but be planted somewhere with a large group of people and be able to manage several different teams. And I want to be able to manage teams that will change consistently. Some job that won't be the same thing every day, because that's not really leadership. I think leadership is something that change is happening all the time. Maybe it's a different project every time or something like that. I don't think that my favorite form of leadership isn't getting planted somewhere and doing the same thing and just telling people the same thing every day, telling them what to do and stuff like that. So my favorite project throughout the course was, and this really stuck with me, this was last semester. It was actually my last couple classes. I had to take data put it into a Excel sheet, make spreadsheets, put it into a Word document. It was the most complicated and difficult, most challenging project that I've had, but it was by far the most fun because, and I also had to make a PowerPoint presentation out of all of that. And it was just fun because I'm kind of familiar with Word and Excel and also PowerPoint because I use those in my job. But I learned a lot more, and it was fun to just get random data, just a list of, I couldn't really make sense of it, and then make sense of it so that I could make a presentation for a company. And I'm actually I plan to use that knowledge after I get my bachelor's degree. I'm going to make a PowerPoint and put a bunch of data together in a way that makes sense for my boss, so that I can move up in the company. It's a small company, but I want to move up, and I'm going to make a PowerPoint for him so that I can really kind of impress him with the knowledge that I know and show him everything that I learned throughout my bachelor's degree, and also introduce some ideas that I have for the company. The other thing that stuck with me throughout this course was behavioral traits. How to recognize a follower has those traits, and then now I know that after I recognize that, I can know how I can best suit the way that he wants to be led. So I kind of have a better way with followers, and also myself, my own behavioral traits, how I need to improve, and what I'm good on. But I think that it'll help me a lot throughout my entire life because now I know I can recognize behavioral traits that someone has, and then I can apply the knowledge that I know so that I can better lead them. And like I said, I don't really have an issue with the online program. I really like it. Just for feedback for you, I enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. It's very affordable. It fits with my schedule really well because I can make my own schedule, and especially being homeschooled, this is perfect because this is what I'm used to. I'm used to making my own schedule. I'm used to having a list of stuff that I have to do, and then doing it at my own pace, and having deadlines and stuff, but doing it throughout the week when it best suits me. Another issue that I might have is that not all of the classes are formatted the same, so it's competency-based, but some of them have pre-test, post-test, and then also like a written assignment. This one just has pre-test, post-test. I would prefer it if it was all like built the same way, but I understand that some classes are just better. Like this one is better for me to write because you're trying to kind of get an understanding, I feel like, because it's the second to last course. You're trying to get an understanding of what I know better and trying to get more feedback and stuff like that, it seems like. So yeah, thank you. I can't wait to finish the course and get my degree and start applying my knowledge and growing in the workforce.